In nature, it is very rare for humans to have the opportunity to witness a venomous snake hunt from beginning to end. Not because they are too fast, but because most of the time, they almost completely dissolve into their surroundings, leaving only a brief moment when the hunt truly begins. And just those few seconds have decided the entire outcome. Today, you will witness the rare moments when venomous snakes hunt in the wild. Cobra versus prey. A baby forest cobra just hatching from its egg has to survive on its own. The mother snake does not stay to protect or teach them how to hunt. Right from hatching, the baby snake's body is fully equipped with fangs, venom glands, and striking instincts. Their venom is not merely a weaker version compared to adult snakes. Although the amount of venom secreted is less because of their small bodies, the bite is still powerful enough to subdue suitably sized prey. If they do not quickly learn how to hunt, they can succumb before passing their early stage of life. Therefore, only a small fraction of individuals hatched in the same clutch can survive to adulthood. The female king cobra leaves chemical signals on the ground and on her recently shed skin. The male continuously flicks his forked tongue out to collect these molecules. However, finding a female does not mean the male is definitely allowed to approach. Male king cobras can become aggressive, especially when agitated or competing during the breeding season. In forest cobras, the competition between males can still continue for a long time. But while the two males are busy competing, the female does not necessarily have to stand and wait. For cobras, strength only helps defeat the opponent. And the ability to accurately sense the environment determines whether he can find the female again or not. Cape cobra versus weaver bird. Sociable weaver birds build giant nests using dry grass. A single nest can house hundreds of individuals and is used across multiple generations. But that massive nest inadvertently becomes an attraction for apex predators. The Cape cobra possesses one of the most dangerous types of venom among African cobras. Where they live has high temperatures, few hiding places, and food sources are usually very sparsely distributed. Therefore, the Cape cobra cannot just wait for prey to appear on the ground. The scales on their belly can grip surfaces, creating a fulcrum for the snake to push its body upward. This ability helps the Cape Cobra access areas that most ground predators cannot reach. In an area scarce of prey, just one successful infiltration can provide enough energy for the snake for many days. Rattlesnake versus Scolopendra. Under the dense forest canopy, venomous reptiles are always considered the apex of the food pyramid. Even so, the wild world always conceals many incredibly harsh overthrows. The challenging opponent of the rattlesnake today is a massive Scolopendra. The venom from the Scolopendra carries a type of toxin that rapidly attacks the sodium channels of the nervous system. While the rattlesnake's venom can take a few minutes to take effect, the Scolopendra's toxin is designed to cause instantaneous paralysis. The rattlesnake struggles with all its might to fight back, but the amount of toxin seeping into its bloodstream quickly disrupts its motor system. The amount of toxin breaking down the nerve roots causes excruciating pain. Right after is the phenomenon of completely losing control of the body. Quite luckily, after a series of unconscious snaps, the rattlesnake's venomous fangs hit the target. The tiny hunter had to flee in agonizing pain. Black Mamba versus Lion. Bearing the title Phantom of the Night of the African continent, the black mamba is not only the longest venomous snake in Africa, but also one of the most terrifying creatures on the planet. The black part of their name does not come from their scale color, but from the dark-colored mucous membrane inside their mouths, which they will display as a deadly warning before attacking. In terms of size, they can reach 4.5 meters, ranking second globally in length among venomous snakes right behind the king cobra. And today, it will face the one revered as the Lord of the Savannah. The black mamba has absolutely no intention of eating a lion, but when feeling threatened, it will unleash the kiss of death. In contrast to other snake species that always warn and then retreat, the black mamba is willing to actively launch a strike to eliminate the threat. The black mamba's toxin is like a symphony of death striking straight at the neural core. The active ingredient dendrotoxin blocks potassium channels at nerve cells, paralyzing the ability to transmit signals from the brain. An adult lion weighing about 200 kilograms would need about 30 milligrams of venom to die. Yet an average bite from a black mamba injects up to 400 milligrams. Rattlesnake versus rat. The rattlesnake species only appeared in the Americas about 5 million years ago, yet that was more than enough time to become the most terrifying hunter on the planet. The famous rattling tail section of the rattlesnake is not used for catching prey, but as a warning to help large animals avoid trampling them. Heat completely dictates the pace of life of a rattlesnake, as they need to absorb the sun's heat to hunt efficiently. The main water volume a rattlesnake consumes daily is always extracted right from the body of the victim they just swallowed. The rattlesnake possesses the ability to detect incredibly tiny temperature differences, more than enough to recognize a rat breathing in the middle of a cold desert night. A group of protease enzymes begins breaking down proteins, blood vessels, and flesh tissues from the rat the moment they penetrate the bloodstream. To digest this protein-rich feast organs, including the heart and liver of the rattlesnake, will temporarily expand in size to accelerate the energy conversion process. Horned viper versus sandfish. Instead of slithering in a straight line by pressing its belly scales forward, the horned viper moves using a sidewinding method. At any given moment, the snake only presses against the sand at 2 fixed points along its body. The rest of the body is lifted completely off the ground. It throws its head and front body section forward at a diagonal angle, then pulls its tail section behind. This creates distinctive parallel tracks on the sand. And its victim today is exactly the sandfish. This is also not an easy prey to swallow. A slippery skin layer and evolved limbs help them glide deep into the sand as smoothly as a fish swimming underwater. The horned viper does not chase after the victim, but purely waits for the opportune moment when the sandfish stops to bask in the sun or catch insects. And if this does not happen, securing a full meal is impossible for the horned viper. Wild snake versus frog. Snake species use many different methods to eliminate amphibians depending on the habitat. But today, they do not even need to hunt down the prey when it has already lost its escape route. The snake uses its tongue to gather scent molecules in the air and stuffs them into the Jacobson's organ. The distinctive scent from the frog's skin or excretions in a narrow space like a hollow bamboo internode will diffuse strongly, helping the snake understand exactly where the prey is located. The frog's biggest advantage is its incredibly strong hind legs used to leap and escape. In a narrow bamboo tube, it cannot swing its legs, turning it into a ready-to-eat meal that has completely lost its ability to resist. The above action proves snakes are supremely pragmatic hunters. They do not necessarily need to flaunt pressure through pace, but often just rely on patience and thoroughly exploit the mistakes or bad luck clinging to the prey to survive. What you have just witnessed are not only rare hunts, but also an opportunity to see the world of venomous snakes in a way very few people have ever observed. Every captured footage reflects the patience, precision, and hunting tactics that have been perfected through millions of years of evolution. That is exactly what has helped venomous snakes become one of the most effective predators in the natural world. If you love authentic wild moments like these, please hit subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to continue exploring many more fascinating secrets of nature. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.